perfection is a state only the soul can achieve. And my poor, ignorant brother, there is such perfection in rage. The Warhammer 40K verse is brimming with powerful figures, from the God Emperor of mankind to the Chaos Gods themselves. Among the Emperor's creations, the Primarchs stand out as demigod-like warriors, each designed to lead a Space Marine legion. Debates constantly rage among fans regarding which of these formidable figures is the strongest. While many contenders exist, like Lionel Johnson with his unparalleled combat prowess, or Magnus the Red with his mastery of the warp, a compelling case can be made for Angron, the Primarch of the World Eaters, as a being of terrifying, untapped, and ultimately tragic strength. Greetings all, I'm your guide the Archivist. Today I will dive into why Angron could be considered the strongest Primarch. Before we begin, please make sure to like the like and subscribe waypoints, or join to become an acolyte down below, so that more people can learn from the archives. To understand Angron's potential claim to the title of strongest, it's crucial to delve into the specifics of his origins, his physiological makeup, and the augmentations that define his existence. His story is not one of strategic brilliance or inherent leadership, but of a brutal, unbridled power forged in the crucible of suffering and amplified by the dark forces of chaos. Angron's early life on the planet Nukeria irrevocably changed his destiny. He was not raised in the gilded cages of privilege like some of his brothers, but thrust into the brutal reality of gladiatorial combat. Enslaved and implanted with the butcher's nails, a crude form of psychosurgery that amplified aggression and suppressed rational thought, he was forced to fight for the entertainment of his captors. This constant exposure to violence, coupled with the excruciating pain of the nails, fundamentally altered his psyche. He became a creature of pure, unadulterated rage. Even before his rediscovery by the Emperor, Angron displayed exceptional physical prowess and a fierce determination to protect his fellow gladiators. He led a rebellion against their enslavers, showcasing considerable tactical acumen despite the debilitating effects of the butcher's nails. This rebellion, though ultimately doomed, demonstrated a capacity for leadership and a deep-seated empathy that would later be tragically warped. The Emperor's arrival on Nukeria presented Angron with a twisted salvation. Offered command of the 12th Legion, later known as the World Eaters, he was ripped from his comrades moments before their final stand. This act, perceived as a betrayal by Angron, further fueled his resentment and solidified his belief that the Emperor was just another tyrant. He never forgave the Emperor for denying him the opportunity to die alongside those he considered his brothers. Upon taking command of the World Eaters, Angron's influence was immediate and devastating. He viewed his legion as a tool to unleash his rage upon the galaxy. He pushed them relentlessly, demanding a level of savagery that horrified even some of the more ruthless legions. The already aggressive tendencies of the Warhounds were amplified by Angron's presence and widespread implantation of the butcher's nails, transforming them into the bloodthirsty World Eaters. The key to understanding Angron's potential strength lies not just in his physical prowess, which was considerable even before his ascension to demonhood, but in his unique connection to pain and rage. The butcher's nails, while debilitating in many ways, also served as a constant source of power. They amplified his aggression to an unparalleled degree, allowing him to shrug off injuries that would cripple other Primarchs. He thrived in the heart of battle, drawing strength from the carnage and the agony he inflicted upon his enemies. Consider the account of his battles during the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy. Angron charged into the thickest fighting, tearing through enemy lines with a ferocity that bordered on the supernatural. He routinely engaged multiple opponents simultaneously, his attacks a whirlwind of chain axe blades and brutal strength. Descriptions paint a picture of a berserker whose stamina seemed limitless, fueled by an endless reservoir of rage. Even against opponents like Space Marines, Angron would often defeat them with ease. During the Shadow Crusade, the Ultramarines on multiple occasions. While the Ultramarines were renowned for their discipline and tactical prowess, they were often overwhelmed by the sheer brutality of Angron's assault. These engagements highlight a critical aspect of Angron's strength, his ability to disrupt and demoralize even the most disciplined formations, He was a living embodiment of chaos, capable of turning structured warfare into a bloody melee where his raw power reigned supreme. However, it was Angron'S ascension to demonhood that truly unlocked his potential. In the aftermath of the Horus Heresy, Angron was elevated to a demon prince of Khorne, the chaos god of war and bloodshed. This transformation amplified his already considerable powers exponentially. He became a being of pure rage and destruction, his physical form warped and strengthened by the energies of the warp. As a demon prince, Angron possessed a host of new abilities. He could shrug off wounds that would have been fatal to him as a mortal Primarch. He could summon forth warp-infused firestorms and command legions of demons to fight alongside him. His already terrifying strength was augmented to the point where he could tear apart tanks with his bare hands. His battles as a demon prince are legendary for their sheer carnage. He led devastating raids into Imperial space, leaving behind a trail of blood and destruction. Worlds burned in his wake, their populations slaughtered to appease the bloodthirst of Khorne. During the First War of Armageddon, Angron led a massive demonic incursion, proving nearly unstoppable until banished back into the warp by the Grey Knights. While other Primarchs like Guilliman focused on rebuilding the Imperium, and others like Mortarion spread disease and despair, Angron's existence became solely about bloodshed and destruction. This single-minded focus, fueled by the power of Khorne, arguably made him the most dangerous combatant among his brethren. There will always be other Primarchs with better strategies than Angron, but pure combat power in the form of a demon prince is where Angron shines.
I am wrath. I am hate. I am the doom of worlds.
In conclusion, while other Primarchs possessed unique strengths and strategic capabilities, Angron's potential for raw power amplified by the Butcher's Nails and his eventual ascension to demonhood, for him being the strongest Primarch in terms of sheer unadulterated force. His tragic past and the augmentations that defined his existence forged him into a being of terrifying rage, a force of nature unleashed upon the galaxy. While victory isn't always about brute strength, Angron delivers a unique brand of carnage into the galaxy. It is a legacy built on blood, pain, and the eternal scream of a soul consumed by war. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the corrupting influence of power and the devastating consequences of unchecked rage. And so I have now covered the content for this video. If there's anything that has been missed, please share them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this content, please like the like and subscribe waypoints, or join to become an acolyte down below, so that more people can learn from the archives. In the grim dark of the far future, there is only war.